do you see the part where it says whereas? And then again, whereas the property, whereas the board, whereas?
Well, mine starts out Edison District, Public Schools, Oakland County. A blank meeting, the Board of Education issued, the board was held in the boundaries electronically, whereas the
Down
district
about
had
half the page.
investigated the sale of former school building to Colascio Empowerment Youth Scholars LLC and the purchaser, which property is located at 27321 Hampton Road, Madison Heights, Michigan, 48071. The property and more fully described in the purchase agreement, which is attached here too, made a part of attachment 1, the purchase agreement. And whereas the property is no longer necessary for the school district purposes and would be in the best interest of the district to sell the property to the purchaser. And whereas the board has determined that it would be in the best interest of the district to waive any applicable board policies or bylaws, if any related to the sale of the property, and to sell the property to the purchaser. And whereas the board desires to authorize and direct Angel Abdullahad, the superintendent of schools, and his designee to execute the purchase agreement based upon the terms and conditions contained in the purchase agreement, to make any revisions to the purchase agreement not inconsistent with this resolution, and to take other action to sell the property to the purchaser, with the purchase agreement and other revisions being subject to prior review and approval by the district's legal counsel. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the board hereby waives any applicable board policies and/or bylaws, if any related to the district's sale of the property, and authorizes the sale of the property to the purchaser. The board authorizes and directs Angel Abdullahad, the superintendent of schools, and his designee to execute the purchase agreement based upon the terms and conditions contained in the purchase agreement, to make any revisions to the purchase agreement not inconsistent with this resolution, and to take other action to sell the property to the purchaser, with the purchase agreement and other revisions being subject to prior review and approval by the district's legal counsel. All resolutions and parts of resolution insofar as they conflict with the provisions of resolution be and the same as hereby rescinded. Undersigned duly qualifies, acting secretary of the Board of Madison District Public Schools, Oakland County, Michigan, certifies that the foregoing consists of true and complete copy of the resolution adopted by the board at blank meeting held on, would be today, December 14th, 2020. The original, which is part of the board minutes. The undersigned further certifies the notice of the meeting was given to the public pertinent to provisions of the quote Open Meetings Act, Act 267, Public Acts of Michigan, 1976, as amended. That's the entire resolution.
Mr. President,
Yes, Mr. Pittman.
I just, if I could ask, in two different paragraphs, that resolution, it says, let's see, the board hereby waives any applicable board policies and or bylaws, if any, related to the district sale of real property. Do we know, are there any board policies that are applicable here that we are waiving?
This was drafted by Thurn Law. Mr. Abdullahad, can you answer that question?
I don't see anything in the bylaws, but they put that resolution together. There might be changes to the terms. I believe that's what they mean by waiving any rights, but this is Troon that produced this. We engaged them in this matter, so they have a copy of our bylaws. And again, it also says if any. So I believe they just,
No, and I will say, I did not see any. I don't know of any.
yeah.
And I'm just asking if anyone else knows of any, because I do not.
Yeah, I didn't see any, but I think they just put that in there. I would have to double check, but I'm trusting our true law firm to work with us. It's also saving us about $130,000 in
Commissions, yeah.
commissions. Yeah.
Brokerage fees. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else?
Yep.
Or are you finished, Mr. Pittman?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any
Yes,
questions?
that Bill asked the same questions I wanted to ask was, are we aware of any policies or bylaws that we're going to be waiving? So
No.
that was my question as well.
All right. Anyone else? Nope. All right, then, roll call vote, please.
Wait, did someone make
Oh,
a
wait a minute.
motion? That's,
Yeah, we made the
Okay.
motion and Barb Castle seconded.
oh, okay, I apologize. I didn't hear it.
It's all right. Roll call vote, please, sir.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, there was a fire truck that went by earlier. Mr. Holcomb,
Yes.
Miss Castle,
Yes.
Mr. Kimball,
Yes.
Mrs. Ott,
Yes.
Mr. Pittman.
No.
Miss Scott,
No,
Mrs. Thompson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-2.